All right, guys, I'm just gonna start this off. It's first thing in the morning on Wednesday, October 9th, here in Florida. They're talking landfall tonight about 11 p.m. Noon to 2 o'clock today, they're talking about major winds hitting, and by 7:30 tonight, hurricane force winds hitting. So I'm just going to document this, like I said on my other channel. Put everything over here, step by step. See what we... It's supposed to be worse than Ian. I posted Ian on here that I went through 2 years ago. I had it on my other channel, but, you know, long story short, I'm a car channel. And when I put the hurricane thing on there, it was so popular that YouTube only showed my car stuff to hurricane and storm chasers and National Geographic people. So it's destroying my channel. I took it off, and I still have friends and family up north that like to see it. Haven't seen it, so I posted it when I put this channel together for Ian here, or for Milton here. I put it on there so you can see what we went through 2 years ago. This is supposed to be worse. And according to the news just recently, it moved down 10-15 miles. It's going to be going towards Sarasota at this point. That's the newest update. They're not going to know anything until 2 hours before landfall, for sure, concrete. You can see back here all these dead trees. Those are all from Ian. So they've had 2 years to dry out and get really dangerous. And they're all big enough, tall enough that if they don't snap off and they just fall over, they're hitting the house. Last time, the wind was blowing that way. Okay? I'll turn you around. Last time the wind was coming from that direction, blowing that direction. So everything was blowing away from our house. This is what our before picture of what our yard looks like right now. And you can see the winds picking up. We got 20 to 40 mile an hour winds right now. 20 mile an hour winds with 40 mile an hour gusts is what's happening. Nothing major yet. Just real breezy out here. And I just want to get a before. Everything in Florida is on the outside. There's our roof. That was put on brand new 2 weeks before Ian hit. And it survived no problem. You see the dead trees. I mean, they're right off our lot line. That's probably 30 feet tall, and it's probably not even 30 feet from there to there. We'll probably lose this tree because when Helene came through, we got some serious wind, and this thing started to lean this way because that's the way the Helene wind was blowing. It used to lean that way. And now you can see it used to lean this way before Helene. Helene was 100 miles north of us, but the winds were 70, 80 mile an hour, and it pushed this way, which means when the winds come now, this puppy's going over. Hopefully it just goes over and lays here and doesn't go on the roof. You can see this was all knocked down. That was all knocked down because that broke off during Helene and smashed all that down. We had to clean all that up. Yeah, got some stuff to barricade up in there. We stood in there last time, but this time the wind is going to be blowing right in there. It's basically going to be blowing that way, possibly sometimes during that way, because that is due north, and the wind's going to be blowing anywhere from there to there. So that's the update I'm giving you. It's what I know so far. I'm no expert. I moved down here a year before Ian, so I've been through 2 hurricanes when I lived in Charleston, South Carolina, and one so far down here, and then Helene, we got the tail end of that, which is just, our neighbors over there, they headed out last week because they didn't want to deal with it. Don't blame them. Nothing you can do. My aunt lives in a trailer. She came to be closer to us. We're going to move the car up closer to the door. I'm going to move my Blazer over here and back it up to the door so it's not hanging out with where the wind's going to be. Last time people asked, well, I don't understand why you guys don't put your stuff in your garage. Why don't you put your cars in your garage? Well, let me explain that to you. Florida doesn't have basements. So this one, lawnmowers in there, bunch of shelving, and all the stuff you'd normally put in your basement packed into that one. We have a collector car that's in here and some other stuff stored in there. We don't have basements, you know, like most of the country where you can have that extra storage, so we're limited for storage. And we are collector car people, so we've got collector car in there, and would rather sacrifice our daily drivers, which are insured, put them in front of the doors, which are hurricane proof doors and all that, and hopefully no debris flies through the doors. This time it's going to be going the opposite direction, as I keep saying over and over. So anyways, appreciate you guys coming and checking out the channel. I'm going to try to post these as we go on the new channel here. I've never done it from a phone. I've always done it from a computer, but it's too hard to hook up my computer and bounce back and forth. And for those of you new or just checking this out because you're watching the hurricane stuff, all I'm doing on this channel is I am going to film going through this process. I've never done videos editing through a phone, so this is just going to be raw footage of me rambling on like an idiot that's stressed out due to a storm coming and possibly losing all of our worldly possessions. Worldly possessions are replaceable. Lives aren't. My folks are in their 70s. My aunt's 70. Leaving town isn't an option. When it was decided that you should probably evacuate and get out of town, the gas pumps were already, I mean, we got gas in the cars in preparation just in case, because when it's all said and done, there is no gas. So yeah, if we need to go anywhere, our cars are fueled up. But to leave town, last night there was a report that came out that people made it 100 miles, and because the traffic is so strong that they're running out of gas waiting in line on the interstates, and there's no gas at any of the pumps. So what are we going to do? Drive up there, run out, and have my 70s-year-old parents walk 10 miles to safety? And where would that safety be? You're stuck on the interstate. So there is no evacuating unless you've got a lot of money and you can do it a week or two ahead of time. Oh, there's a hurricane possibly coming next week. Let's get out of Dodge now and go stay in a hotel. Not everybody can afford that. But when they finally said, get out of Dodge and go, if you ain't the first one on the road, you're running out of fuel on the road. As I was getting fuel for my Blazer and filling up a couple of gas cans, they put a cone behind me and said no more gas for anybody because we're saving it for emergency crews and the repair crews when the storm's done. So I mean, I was literally in the line that I was in, I was the last car to get gas, and that was Monday morning. That was yesterday morning, sorry, Tuesday morning at 6:30 in the morning. I was waiting in line for gas. 25 people behind me, they told them all to leave. So yeah, evacuating isn't an option and not feasible for most people. So we're riding it out. That's what we're doing. Pray the good Lord protects us and keeps an eye on us, and all of you out there, pray for us. Not just me, but all of Florida, that we survive this and that everybody makes it through safe. And I'll just be doing regular updates. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm gonna go on the app or whatever on my phone and see what it takes just to go ahead and post it. And I'm gonna keep posting it. I'm just documenting for my friends and family back home, and for those people that are interested in what happens to somebody in a storm. I'm just gonna keep documenting as the winds pick up, as we see things happening, as things get more intense, as the world changes around us for the next 24 hours. Look at how fast those clouds are moving. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but them puppies are cooking. Wish us luck, guys. Corey, I'm out. All right, guys. Noon. Took me forever to download or upload, and I don't know if the internet's slow because of everybody being on it or what, but that last 10-minute video took 2 hours to upload, so I don't know how fast these are going to upload or how much longer we're going to have internet service. But anyways, update, noon. Tropical storm is rolling in. It started about 10-15 minutes ago. Winds are picking up, rain's picking up. We don't have the hurricane yet, so they're saying no hurricane force winds yet. This is just tropical storm. By 2 o'clock, the actual hurricane itself, beginning winds will start. Sorry. This is just going to be rough filming, guys. And just standing in my front door under the awning so I don't get wet. She's definitely picking up. Be back in an hour or two with another update. 1 o'clock update. Already getting some standing water. We've had so much rain in the last couple of weeks that this water is going to have nowhere to go. That's where the worry about the flooding is. You can see already it's only been really raining hard for, started about 11. The wind picked up about noon. My last report was noon. And the wind's still picking up and the rain's picking up, and you can see now that got all this standing water. The ground just can't hold it. So when the canals start to overflow and that storm surge comes in about 7 o'clock tonight, we're going to have water. So, any of you watching this, I posted a video of Hurricane in 2022. You can see how much water we had with that, and they're saying it's going to be worse than that this time around. So, here's your quick update. Be back in an hour if anything changes. There's a quick lull in the storm. Just give you a little walk around here. And you can see how much water's running down the driveway. I mean, this isn't normal for an hour or two of rain. All the standing water already. Those are the trees we're worried about when the storm comes. If the rain, right now the wind's kind of blowing this way. These trees are an issue. It's going to be blowing from that way this way, and those trees are going to be an issue on the house. I'll be doing a lot of repeating myself, guys, because I don't know who's watching what videos. I'm just going to tell you what I know and what I think and what I believe is going to happen here. And that tree almost came down during Ian, and that's going to go blowing the other way. So. Alright, it's 3 o'clock update here, guys. We've been lucky so far. We're falling in between the bands of rain that have been coming up and through. It's been fairly... We just had little bursts of wind and rain. We've barely had anything to speak of. The water that I showed you earlier that was right here and in the gutter there has been soaked in that little bit of time. That doesn't mean if we get a bunch of rain that it won't flood. You can see wind's picking up a little bit. Nothing major yet. Clouds are still growing east to west. The rain's hit or miss at this point. Right now it's just like a heavy mist. Nothing to report, too elaborate to report at this time. Just a little wind, a little rain. After watching the Weather Channel there, it looks like a lot of that strips of rain and whatnot that are coming through right now and hitting Orlando and Sarasota and all that. We're 35 miles south of Sarasota. So we're in the danger zone that they keep talking about. But it looks like the southern end of that storm is not going to be as much rain and whatnot, but we're going to get the storm surge and the high winds, which is obviously a huge problem. But I might not get the major flooding here. Too early to tell. They won't know much until about 2 hours before landfall, and they're still saying it's going to be around 11 o'clock that the landfall starts, between 11 and 2 in the morning. Nice big spread there. Like the cable guy telling you he'll be at your house between noon and 5. So, anyways, that's your update. Nothing major to report. Look here. Nice tree. It's sprinkling. Oh, and I sent the folks to my brother's house. If it gets real bad, we don't need a bunch of people in here clamoring over each other when the trees fall and whatnot. If that does happen, my brother's got storm shutters and nice big gates that go down around his lanai and his front door. I can't do any of this filming, and I wanted to document this. I really did. I'm not some adrenaline junkie, but I wanted to document this. Staying here allows me to do that. And also, I can keep an eye on the house. If anything happens, I can take care of it quickly. You know, if there's a small, God forbid, a small fire or something along those lines, if I can cut the power if I need to, and things of that nature. So, I can do a little maintenance while I'm here, and the excuse of giving you guys updates for those who are interested in this kind of seeing what it's like to go through one of these. I've only been through one major one, and that was Ian. I've been through 2 in South Carolina. They weren't horrible. They were interesting enough, no doubt, and that was way back in the 90s. Ian was probably the worst one I've been through, and we fared that pretty well. I got a feeling this one, wind-wise and destruction-wise, could possibly be more catastrophic. Just because of the direction it's blowing for us that I mentioned in the other videos. We've got trees that if the wind goes blowing from south to north, we've got trees that Ian killed that will fall on our house. Oh, and any of those wondering, I know you're going to put in the comments, why didn't you cut the trees down? They're not our lots. It's illegal for us to go on there and cut them down. And if they're not in immediate danger of falling on a sunny, shiny day, the owners of the lots are not required to cut them down. So you just live with it. And then when a hurricane comes and they fall on your house, it is what it is. Hope that answers that. All right, I'll be back next time it picks up a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to be doing a 4 o'clock review unless there's a major change. Right now it's just a 15, 20 mile an hour gusts and basic rain. Yeah, it's definitely picking up. So this is your 5 after 5 update. You hear stuff hitting the roof. Just getting hit in the head with a stick walking out here. You can see these trees back here that are an issue for our neighbors here. So, oh, rain's starting to pick up. I'll just do a quick overview of everything. I wouldn't be surprised if this tree finally went. And that guy right there would probably, he's leaning pretty hard this way, and the wind's going to be blowing the other way. I'm posting all I can. We've had a couple of flickers. We've had the internet go out and the TV go out. And eventually I ain't going to be able to post until power's back up sometime in the near future, a few days, week, who knows. And then I'll put a conglomeration of all these videos together into one time sequence as best I can. Listen to me talking like Speedy Gonzalez here. You can tell I'm getting a little stressed out because the wind and the weather's picking up. I know it's on its way. So keep these short and sweet as an update goes. Here, I'll turn you around and just show you this a little better. Ian, look at them trees that are just laying on each other. That one. And And they just built this house. These guys haven't even lived here 4 months. Brand new build. They bought it, moved in like 4 months ago. When Ian came through, this was all trees. So that's a lot that got rid of trees from falling on our house. But all right, guys, there's your quick down and dirty update. 505. Keep us in your prayers.
It is currently in our area 80 degrees with rain and windy conditions. A flash flood warning has been issued for our area.
That's through the window. This phone is getting too wet. I apologize for the rain on the glass, but you'll get the gist of it. It's coming in waves like that. More often now. It's getting sketchy out there. Last time I was out there, I got a acorn and a small branch bounced off my head. Good times. Knock some sense into me, right? The Wi-Fi keeps going out, so I don't know. These will probably be videos that are put into the after it's all said and done. And for those of you wondering, yeah, we don't have shutters on ours. We don't have storm shutters on our windows. These are 120 mile an hour rated hurricane windows. And haven't had an issue. The house has been here 20 years. That don't mean there ain't gonna be a day that we wish we had them. I understand. Yeah, starting to get more consistently. See better out of this window? A little better. Not much. This guy during Ian was broke down to a stub, so he's got a chance to grow back up in the 2 years to where he is. Hopefully he doesn't have to start over. Well, I'm sitting in the dark because it's hard to see out the windows with all the lights on, and there's a lot of noise going on outside right now. I think one of those trees broke off because I just heard a huge crash on the east side of the house. I'm on the west side of the house, and whatever crashed over there, I heard bounce across the roof and insert something else at the roof. Bounce across the roof and land at the front. So I think one of those trees came down and broke off. Hopefully they're rotted enough they're not going to do a lot of damage. I got this eerie blue light, which is basically the TV on. I don't know if you can hear that or not. Can you hear the wind? Yep, power just went out. It's coming back on. So, yeah, we're in the thick of it. The wind is really getting noisy. It's pitch black outside, so I can't really show you anything. I've tried shining a flashlight out thinking I could maybe... I thought I was going to walk out there a minute ago, but not when that tree smashed on the side. Or whatever that was. It hit the side of the house over there, and I heard it bounce down and over here, so it was something big enough that it was pretty good noise. I don't know how much of that you can see. She's ripping, people. Oh yeah, there's a tree down. Not seeing any damage over there. Tons of debris down here. Yeah. See the tree over there? Almost looks like maybe two. There's one over there and one over here. And those up there broke off. So it wasn't the whole trees, but the tops broke. Hurricane Milton. We're riding the lightning now.
The next day.
7:20 a.m. The sun is light enough out now. There was no moon last night. Boy, it was dark. Let's take a look around, see what we got going on. Those trees are still up there and survived. Unbelievable. That one made it. Significant damage to the S10. Oh. There's that stuff I heard bouncing off the cable line. Up there. Stretch that out. Oh, I don't know. There's some damage there. Lost our cover. It's all little stuff so far. That moved. Put that down. There's a lot of them broke off. Those are the ones that snap, snap, snap. Those are all clean. This is the one that had the stuff swinging from it. Right here. Gone. That's the one that I said was fresh brake, and now the rest of it's gone. Some of it's still there, but the one piece that's over that way is gone. That's probably what's all in the yard. Alright, how well did our... Oof, lots of debris in this corner. That's the back door that I was coming out. Air conditioner doesn't look all tore up yet that I can see. Guy here made it. Lots of extra debris over there. Boy, that puppy came, put a big old dent in the dirt. It's been, he got all messed up. All his leaves are down. Well, so far, I'm going to venture to say we were pretty blessed. And being that we were on the dry side of it, being on the south side, we got the most wind, but they called it the dry side because it had no rain. I mean, I'm out here standing in the yard. Look at my previous videos, guys, that's on there from Ian. We had water almost to the house, around the whole house for 3 days. I mean, we were underwater. The house wasn't, but we were up inches from the house. So we are lucky that I'm standing in the backyard and my feet are only getting wet from it rained last night. Roof made it. Oh, that's that other tree busted off. I like these guys, but neighbors look like they made it pretty good. Roof's looking good. Their roof looks good. Lanai made it. Wonder how long it'll be before we get power up. That must have been that stick I heard bouncing over the roof when that big bang happened. Well, the S10 survived. Aunt's car looks... I don't see any big dents. I don't see... nothing broken. Alright, we're gonna go and on. Well, clouds are heading that way now. Opposite of where the wind was blowing last night. Oh. Yeah, we got a tree there. See that? It's on the power line. I would say for the most part we all made it pretty good. Yeah, he busted off up there, it looks like, and fell down. It's got caught. Our fellow bracket racer. Oh, he got some on the shed right there. But his carport made it. I don't think the wind got as bad as they said it was going to. Didn't seem like it when it was at its worst last night. I mean, it was scary. I bet you they were like maybe 80 mile an hour winds, 75, 80 mile an hour winds, gusts. We were supposed to see 110. And before the power went out, I was able to, before the internet, not internet, dang damn it, before the cell phone service went out, I was able to see a landfall. It was 8:30 in Siesta Key, and they were reporting 87 mile an hour major gusts, 87, and the highest reported was 97. So they were saying it was going to be 110 here. 97 is obviously close, but I don't think we got that. I think it was probably 75, 80 here, maybe 85. I'm no meteorologist or weather guy, but I tell you what, we had 140 mile an hour winds with Ian, 130 mile an hour winds with Ian, something like that. And all the trees still bent that way from Ian proves that that wind was more, but it was also longer. I mean, the 80 some mile an hour winds came through last night maybe for 3-4 hours, the big winds. Ian was 12 or 14 hours. Yeah. All right, well, let's just see how long it takes to get power back up. There's your update. Started this at 7:20, October 10th. Hurricane Milton, 2024. Thanks for all the prayers. All of those of you out there that were praying for us. God is great all the time, and he heard you. And at least us in this part of the state, in this city, in this region, in this neighborhood, we got through it with your help and prayers. Thank you. Now our prayers go out to everybody else, and hopefully they can recover from this. Five to 9. I hear stuff going on out here. What do we got? Oh, that's fast. That tree on those lines. They're already cutting it down. Wow, talk about fast service. Right on. Maybe we'll have power today. If they're already out this quick. Wow. Oh. Pretty good. Pretty good. Quick. That's what we like. That means that if they're jumping at it that quick, that'll be fairly soon. We'll have power back up. I ain't gonna bother him. I was gonna ask him what he thought of how bad the power went out around here and whatnot, but he seems to be in a hurry, which is good. We like that. And he just told that guy, hey, let me get back to this so I can get the lights back on. So we may be doing all right. All right, that's enough. No, he's got some down there to do. See right there. Didn't notice that earlier. Yeah, maybe he's just the guy that goes around making sure all the power lines are connected and the sticks and the trees are off the lines. And then once they do all that, then it'll be connecting power back up. So I don't know how big the grids are or my thought on this. And I'm no expert again. I'm just giving you my 2 cents worth. My thought on this is that maybe if they're this quick here, they've determined where the power outage is at, and they're working their way from that out, which, like a daisy chain in your Christmas lights, this light works, but the rest from there don't. The next one's the one that is causing the problem. You fix that, and the rest of them come on. So if they're this close, our outage might have been very close, and it might not take very long for them to get our power back up. I could be wrong. That might be hopeful thinking. I'm just thinking it's 9 o'clock in the morning now, and they're already out there cutting the trees off the lines this quick, FPL, so very cool. We'll see what happens. I'll let you know. I'll come back when something new is up and running. Maybe if the fans are back on, air conditioning, fridge, all that. I haven't opened up a fridge or our freezer yet, hoping and everything stays good. This is encouraging.
A few moments later.
I just heard some beeping. Hey! TV's popping back on. 9:18. Look at that. Yeah, everything's powering back up. Right, all right, all right. Can't beat that. All right. We're back amongst the living.
A few moments later.
That was interesting. Power's back out. It's been maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I just heard transformers out here blow up. I don't know if they're designed to do that or not, but it blew loud, power went out. Power came back on, blew loud, power went out. Power came back on and blew really loud and no power. I can smell electrical. I don't know if these things blow on purpose. It happens a lot down here. I don't see anything smoke wise. What direction? Huh. I don't think they have to replace them. I don't ever see these guys out here actually replacing them transformers, but you would think when they blow like that, they sound like a bomb when they go off. What I'm talking about is these transformers on the pole up there, that big box, or that big pail looking thing with all the wires coming out of it. You'll see pictures of those things, just sparks flying out of them and smoke flying out of them, and then you would think that means they're done. But 3 bangs like that, power came on twice, then come back on the 3rd time. After the 3rd time. Oh, we'll see. There's your update. At least I was able to make a cup of coffee before the power went out. Priorities. Might be the last one I have for a while. A whole bunch of emergency vehicle noises out here. Is that in front of us? It sounded like it was in front of us, but I'm hearing a bunch of hooting and hollering in that direction. Maybe that, oh yeah, I'm seeing red lights over there. Maybe somebody got a, oh God, I hope somebody didn't get electrocuted when the power came back on and that's what the popping was. Somebody might have tried moving their car and ran over a power line that somebody missed. Who knows? That's the scary thing about now. Things come up quick and everybody thinks everything's back to normal. They don't take caution on the down power lines and stuff, you know. There's still live power lines places that if you're not paying attention. I'm gonna walk over here and check out my neighbor. In the brief 15 minutes that the power was back on, I got a text message from them. Don't know when. They all came in at the same time. Just asking how their house was doing. And if their fence was still up in one piece because they lost it last time. So I'm just gonna take a quick peek. Keep their privacy private. Well, from what I can see, they look pretty good. Here I am talking about power lines, and then there's this one right here. I'm walking around like nothing, but that's a cable line. Not that it can't be accidentally powered up, but just some tipped over stuff. Oh, yeah, fire and rescue's over there. Yeah, their fence is still up. I don't know if that was from last night. It might have been Helene, but they got that. Now they're using the chop saw over here. Did something fall on somebody? And when the power was up, they were able to call emergency services. I hate being that guy that films everything when people are trying to be private, but nothing I can see from the backyard, so that's that. We don't go any farther. I'm not one of these people that are gonna go stick a camera in everybody's face just to get a video. That's not what this is about. This is just documenting what I can, not creating things and not sticking my nose in. I'm not a reporter. Although human nature makes me a little nosy. I want to know if my neighbors are okay, and if anything to worry about bad happened, you know. Surprised after Helene, this whole street was covered in debris. That wind cleaned it right out. I mean, we're really doing pretty good here, guys. Oh, yeah, the old house From this distance, they're really pounding over there. I wonder if somebody got trapped by a tree. Yeah. The house is looking good. The shingles are looking good. Backside would be the worst side, but we already looked at that and it was all good. So, yeah.
You know, that's what they do for a living. Right. Sure. There's no, he's talking to them about it. But, oh yeah. Yeah.
Like I was telling, you know, him, you don't have clean water, so I have to buy it.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't put it out.
Yeah. Oh, there's all. They're spraying it.
He must have cut the power to it.
I hope there's no electricity coming through it.
Well, then has to cut the power to it.
Yeah.
That's why it stopped smoking.
Yeah. And he wanted to cool it down.
Yeah, look at all the smoke coming off of it when he pulls it off.
Yeah.
That sucker is hot.
We don't need TV. We got action.
Yeah.
We got action. Huh?
Chicago Fire.
Yeah. Because he wants to get that other side right there. These are the true polarized.
Yeah, they're modern, man.
Yeah.
This is what you do when you ain't got TV.
I guess what happened was, from what he said, the lineman guy said was, I guess there wasn't a proper ground, and it grounded itself somewhere else, which caused the post to
Become the ground.
become the ground, I guess. So essentially the same thing that you were saying a while ago.
Carrying the load.
Carrying the load, right?
So yeah, it's been an eventful evening. We got power back on at like, I don't know, it's 12:30, 1 o'clock. Well, let me back up. We got power on at 9:30, and at 9:45 there was 3 loud explosions. The transformers here in Florida, when they pop loud, like an explosion. So the power went down at 9:45 after all the transformer explosion noises, and then came back on. They came out here and a wire had fallen off that pole and grounded out. I'm watching the fire guys do their shutdown. The fire guys, the firemen, and then they got us back up and running. It was like 12 or 1 o'clock. I don't remember exactly. And we were good for till about 10 after 4, 3:30. It was 3:30, I remember, because my brother came over and the power just went out before he got here. So 3:30, power went out. Couldn't figure out why. Waited. Walked outside here and seen that the post you just saw, the top had broken off, and put that same wire into a grounding situation, which made the wooden pole become an actual ground strap, and it started smoking and embering. And they came out almost immediately at the fire department and looked at it, and then they called FPL, Florida Power and Light. They couldn't do nothing about it for a while, and then they sent cops out here because they were worried about it burning the wire and then falling on somebody's head, so they didn't let anybody drive by it. It was a whole rigmarole of things, but that was at basically, they got here at 4 o'clock when the fire department left and the cops stayed perched. It's 9 o'clock at night right now, and they just got here to put out foam on it to make it fire retardant because it was smoking to beat the band. and dropping burning embers onto the grass and the lot next to it. So yeah, that's that. Now you know. Hurricanes. And oh yeah, and then FBL was here to make sure everything was copacetic, and they left without bringing the power back up. We probably won't have power till morning now. And away they go. They're making sure it ain't still smoking. Everything's all good. Looks like it's still smoking. Hard to see from here. And the neighbor whose house is right underneath that puppy is, he caught it. Said the top of that pole is still smoking. Yeah, that neighbor's power pole, you can see the top looks like a cigar. The whole inside of that pole is still on fire. It burned down past the transformer, so the bolts holding it to the pole, it fell. It still has power, it's still energized. Been talking to these guys, they're from out of state, got the text to come. They can't fix this. They're not authorized to. They're authorized to reattach a line or fix fuses or the basic stuff to get power back up. But this needs a whole new pole, a whole new transformer. So they're waiting on Florida Power and Light, and they have no idea when. So we're still out of power. It's Saturday at 11:30, and who knows how much longer. But that's what we're dealing with. That's the same pole that was on fire 2 nights ago, and all day yesterday, smoldering like a freaking lit cigarette or lit cigar, and just burning its way down. Good times. Alright guys, final install. It's been a day since the power came back on. We were able to get the lawn cleaned up as best we can. We're kind of back to normal, so let me take you on a little tour of the aftermath of now we are cleaned up. We were able to get the lawnmower to mulch a lot of that stuff, and we cut up a lot of the logs and got rid of all the branches and all that kind of stuff. So let me turn you around and show you what it kind of looks like around here. Oh, yard's looking better, and hey, look at that. Still waiting on the cable guys to come raise this up. Got a lot of that up. A few of the stuff you throw in there, and then that all will grow back over, but they're all cleaned up pretty good. So did get some damage in the corner of there from that busted off. That's where the big tree was laying. Still got a big stump there, but cut up a bunch, and like I said, this will all just kind of grow back over vegetation wise. A lot of it got mulched up. The next time we mow, it'll really get cleaned up good. So much better though, guys. So much better. Big improvement. There's your busted trees. Now they're getting shorter to be less of a threat. Look at this one's leaning at me right now. Oh, bark missing off a bunch of them. Yeah, a few of those stood up and were coming this way, weren't they? Oh. I'm gonna try to get a hold of who owns that lot and see if they're willing to, because they're responsible. If that falls on the house, it's on them. Their insurance covers it, and if they don't have it, it's out of pocket. So sometimes it's cheaper just to have somebody come in, but the tree removal people ain't cheap. So there you go, guys. Hurricane Milton 2024. We survived it. Now we just pray for those up north that they get back their lives back together. We got lucky. We were supposed to be in the thick of the worst wind, worse than anybody, and we were supposed to get the rain. And we ended up getting almost none of the rain. And the wind dropped significantly. I think the highest reported in the area here was 85 miles an hour. I had said 75 to 80, but the reported was 85. So, yeah, we did all right. Oh, and they got the burning pole. They pulled that out. That's how we got our power back on. They pulled that up and out, and transformer is new and rewired everything. Got our little stuff back together. There you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Let's hope the hurricane season's over. Till then, we'll see you next time. Like and subscribe. Comment. Tell me what you think. Appreciate you.